dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Dr. King once said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" The humanitarians we honor today clearly understand Dr. King's call and are answering by making dramatic improvements in the lives of so many others. Today, we celebrate the content of their character.
Hello everyone, I'm Tamara Banks and welcome to the 2025 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Business Awards as we celebrate 6 inspirational businesses in our community and pay special tribute to one of our civil rights pioneers with the Trailblazer Award.
This year marks the 40th anniversary of this event. In 1986, 2 years after the passage of House Bill 1201 that established Dr. King's birthday as a holiday in Colorado, Mrs. Wilma J. Webb founded the Martin Luther King Jr. Business Social Responsibility Awards to give the business community an opportunity to honor the memory of Dr. King and reaffirm their commitment to the values he taught us. 10 years ago, the name of the award was shortened to Martin Luther King Jr. Business Awards. A total of 279 corporations, individuals, and nonprofit organizations have received this meaningful award over the years. Today, we add 7 more names to this distinguished list. Denver Botanic Gardens pursues its mission of connecting people with plants, delighting in the fact that these connections occur in ways as unique as each of the 1.4 million people they interact with every year.
It's connecting with the plants in a way that speaks to you and resonates with you. And that could be through food, through planting a garden, through getting married here and having this as a background.
Denver Botanic Gardens connects with a variety of communities in many different ways.
We have community tickets that we offer for various events, and we have communication channels that we promote our free and accessible programming to our community partners that we've built over the years.
The garden continues to grow its Community Partners program, a network of more than 220 community-based grassroots entities that receive regular communications about free access programs. And
we have a free shuttle program that we've had for the past 8-9 years that provides free transportation and admission. We try to make this as welcoming as possible to anyone, because this is a garden for all.
For more than 20 years, the Denver Public Schools Office of Business Diversity has had a program to track and help minority and women-owned business enterprises.
We are the only school district in the state of Colorado, and among a handful in the nation, that has a dedicated program to help grow our local women and minority-owned businesses here in the local community.
All construction bond projects over $50,000 are evaluated for an MWBE goal.
Not too many people know this, but we spend almost $150 million a year on construction, and we try to make sure at least 30% of that hopefully goes to our local women and minority-owned businesses.
In conjunction with the Colorado American Red Cross, they have developed a diverse business center to provide more opportunities for local small businesses.
It takes a team of large businesses, medium-sized businesses, and small businesses to make all that construction happen. But in particular, we want to grow our small businesses, because when the small business community is strong, the community as a whole is strong, and we as a district are stronger for that.
DPS is one of the most diverse school districts in Colorado, and they aim to have vendor contractors reflect that diversity.
I attended the Denver Public Schools 8th grade career fair, and a lot of the students I got to speak to were very thrilled to know we actually have a program that will help them work with the district once they graduate and decide they want to start their own business.
Denver 7 KMGH-TV makes intentional efforts to ensure all the communities they serve are represented on their platforms. Denver 7, Local 3, and Denver 7 Plus. They do this by reaching out to underserved communities.
Every single day in our editorial process with our news, we ask the questions that we think our communities really want to hear. And ultimately, it all circles back to how do we do a better job representing our communities the best that we can
Denver 7 has developed and continues to grow lists that include experts from underrepresented communities, a tremendous resource for reporters and producers as they look for story sources.
We are in action.
Denver 7 was the first local television station to sponsor Denver Pride. And Denver 7 was the first local TV station to sponsor the Juneteenth Music Festival. They also produce Real Talk, a weekly public affairs program focused on underserved communities. The station recently moved to a new location, one of Denver's historically black neighborhoods.
We're really proud to be in 5 Points. This neighborhood is what most people refer to as Rhino, and what we learned very quickly when we purchased the building in our new home is that Rhino is an arts district. It's not a neighborhood, it's not a community, and we are officially part of 5 Points and are really proud of that.
Under the leadership of founder Carol Carter, a seasoned publishing executive who dedicated royalties to launch the organization, Global Minded has become a beacon for building a brighter future.
We focus on students who aren't from zip codes of privilege, and we connect them to role models, mentors, internships, and jobs.
Global Minded has become a powerful magnet for companies that are eager to mentor, hire, and support emerging professionals across every discipline, creating opportunities for the next generation of leaders.
We work with organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters, Rotary sponsors, Denver Kids every year, and then the individual colleges. And we work with a lot of the Colorado colleges, but we also work nationally with HBCUs, tribal colleges, Hispanic serving institutions.
Since it was created more than a decade ago, Global Minded has become a trailblazer in creating opportunities for all. Today, entering its 11th year, the organization continues to attract a wide range of participants and partners, like SHRM, the Society for Human Resource Management.
SHRM just took over the 2,500 companies that signed the CEO Action Pledge in 2019, and we will now be able to work through SHRM with those companies who have prioritized inclusive leadership.
For almost 80 years, Denver has relied on the Pacific Mercantile Company, a Japanese market located in Sakura Square, to supply rice, fresh fish, Japanese and Asian food staples, gifts, and more.
My great-grandfather started this business. He originally started in California, and because of World War II, Japanese Americans were incarcerated in camps, so he had to take everything that he had, his family, leave his business in California, and go into camp.
But in 1942, Colorado Governor Ralph Carr welcomed Japanese Americans to our state, while other states refused to take them in. Alyssa Noguchi's great-grandfather, George Yutaka Inai, moved to Denver and opened the Pacific Mercantile right here in the Mile High City. Pacific is now a fourth-generation company. Today, the store is filled with local and imported products, and not just sushi and tea.
We have a lot of traditional dishware, houseware. You can literally find anything of what you're looking for here.
However, the market's most important offering is their excellent customer service. Pacific is currently owned by siblings Kyle Nagai, Jolie Noguchi, and Keith Nagai, all Sanseis, third generation. They're carrying on the family legacy. VF Corporation started out as a lingerie company, Vanity Fair, headquartered in Denver, and has evolved into a company that has a portfolio of leading outdoor, active, and workwear brands, including The North Face, Vans, Timberland, Smartwool, and Dickies.
I think companies and brands have an incredibly powerful platform to be able to advance the change that we want to see in the communities where we operate and to improve the communities that we serve.
So in 2020, VF Corporation's global philanthropic arm, VF Foundation, was created. The foundation invests in community programs that support education, workforce development, and entrepreneurship for underrepresented groups.
Since the inception of the foundation, we've been able to invest $70 million into the communities where we operate on a local, national, and global level to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to thrive outside, to reach their full potential.
Partners like Trust for Public Land brings green spaces to nature-deprived urban neighborhoods across the U.S. and on tribal lands. And employees at VF Corporation are a key part of the company's success.
We believe that everyone has a brilliant uniqueness to bring to our culture that makes us rich, that helps us mirror the beautiful diversity of our consumer base. And it also is what catalyzes folks in their jobs to show up in service of each other, of team, of our goals and our commitments.
VF is also proud to be a founding investor in the United Nations Foundation's Resilience Fund for Women in Global Value Chains to empower women and girls disproportionately impacted by the pandemic as positive change agents in their local communities.
In 2007, we began honoring pioneers in the civil rights movement with the Trailblazer Award. The 19th winner of this prestigious award is Silke Henson.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. This inscription on the Statue of Liberty inspired Silke Henson when she first arrived at Ellis Island from Germany in 1954, when she was just 10 years old. Born in an air raid shelter in Germany at the end of World War II in 1943, Silke has been called America's peacekeeper.
If I brought peace, that's great.
A nickname she was given for her work for the U.S. Department of Justice Community Relations Service.
I think it's not so much just peacemaking as changing and enhancing the relationship between those two.
Silke humbly talked to us recently about her work blazing a trail for others.
We spend so much time blaming, finding out who's at fault. One of the favorite games of people in conflict. Whose fault is it? Well, you weren't there. They did this and they did this and that. I said, look, I'll tell you what, it's all my fault. I'm the one that was wrong. I should have been here sooner. I should have come a day earlier than I did. So it's all my fault, and I admit it. Now what are you going to do?
She was part of some landmark situations, incidents, and legislation throughout her life and career. On April 8, 1968, after the assassination of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Silke marched with Mrs. Coretta Scott King as she led the sanitation workers on a peaceful demonstration in Memphis, Tennessee.
It was amazing to be a part of that. And to see the involvement and what people were doing was remarkable.
It was also the first time she saw that level of hatred.
I think that anger actually changed their faces, changed their appearance, because that kind of hate changes people.
Silke's first assignment with the Department of Justice in Boston was to mediate the desegregation of Boston schools. Her work to end that racist practice landed her on a hit list.
That was a slightly unnerving, even though I can't say I was really scared, but it's like.
In 1992, the Ku Klux Klan marched against the Denver Parade in protest against Dr. King and the holiday.
It can happen anywhere. I mean, let's face it, it can happen anywhere.
Silke and several others created a self-marshaling program with the tools needed to have a peaceful demonstration. The program has been implemented nationwide. Silke jokingly says she can't believe she gets paid to do what she truly loves, being a peacemaker.
This little girl who was born under an air raid shelter, suddenly climbing heights and getting involved in situations that would never have been even close to imagination, and to be selected for that is just incredible.
Dr. King's memorable words of love, hope, and compassion have clearly stirred the souls of the humanitarians we honor today with the 2025 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Business Awards. We celebrate the content of their character and applaud their efforts to make life better for so many people in Colorado.
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.